I never know how much to zoom in. Like, how much of my face is too much of my face? But like, do I want you to see the crap in the background? Hey y'all! Today I am making the end of the year book tag, which I was tagged to do by my darling Slytherin sister, Anna from Slytherin Reader. If you guys don't watch her, please check her out. She's amazing. She is my absolute fave. I believe this tag was made by Ariel Bissett. I will link both Anna's video and Ariel's video down below when I find them. But yeah, let's just get into the questions. I know it's not quite the end of the year yet, but I've seen a lot of these going around, and there's like an autumn question here, so I just assume it's like a transitioning into the end of the year kind of video. Also, it's been snowing here for like a month, so I mean. Question 1, are there any books you started this year that you still need to finish? So most of my books I do actually will read straight through, and if I DNF, it's like pretty solid DNF. I won't necessarily come back to those. So like ongoing books, not really, but currently I am reading 3 books at the same time. So right now I am reading Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I'm also just started Frankly in Love by David Yoon, and oh gosh, where'd I put it? Oh no, where'd I put it? There it is. Okay, I am also currently reading for the 4th time Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So, not really anything that I need to get finished, but cause it's not like I've left them for a while, but I'm currently reading these 3, so I hope I finish these by the end of the year. A series that I started this year that I do want to try to finish is Arc of the Scythe. So I've read both Scythe and Thunderhead, I think, respectively in August and September, and I need to wait for the Toll, because waiting for it from my library, everyone and their cat wants to read it, so doubtful that I'll get to it because of library and waiting, but hopefully. Question 2, do you have an autumnal book to transition to the end of the year? No, I don't really read seasonally, I guess, but then also I never really have books that I'm like, oh, I must read this at this point every year. I will say though, I do connect now Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo to the wintertime, because I read it twice last winter, and this is also, Grisha Longathon. Why I always say thong? Oh my god. Grisha Longathon was in December last year, and Winter Court and stuff like that. Ice Court? God damn, I need to reread this book. But yeah, I always kind of connected to that time, so I might reread this for the winter, but I don't really have seasonal connections to many books. Question 3, is there a new release you're still waiting for? I'm not still waiting for this one, though this is my friend's copy, but Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is probably my most anticipated book of the year, just because Leigh Bardugo. I do also want to read Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and I realize probably everyone said that for their video answers, but the hype is real. Also, I read The Fever King by Victoria Lee this year. This was one of my absolute favorites of the year, and also Anna also sent me this book for my birthday. Thank you so much, Anna. Oh my god, I finally have a physical hard copy that I can hold in my hands. I love it so much. But yeah, so I read The Fever King this year, I think in March, and absolutely loved it. I reread it in July, and I currently have its sequel, The Electric Heir. I have the ARC on NetGalley, and I'm so excited to get into it. I've had it for a month and a half now, but I just haven't had time to read it because of school. But I'm so excited to get into it, and it's not out this year. I know, it's out March 17th, 2020, but I'm so excited to read it, and I'm so excited, okay? Question 4, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So I guess my first 3 books I was saying I still need to finish count for this. I guess specifically Ninth House and Frankly in Love, just because Daisy Jones is a reread for the 4th time this year. Holy crap. But I do want to also read Let It Snow by Maureen Johnson, John Green, and Lauren Miracle. I've read all the solo John Green books. I haven't read his combined works with other people, and also because the movie I think is out on Netflix now, so I really want to read this book, but yeah, this is a book I'm really hoping to get through this year. Question 5, is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Favorite book of the year? Doubtful, because this is not just my favorite book of the year, it's my favorite book of all time now. It topped The Count of Monte Cristo, which has been my favorite of all time for like a decade, which is weird to say, but yeah. I don't think anything is going to top Daisy Jones for me, just because it was so earth-shatteringly good for me. I do think there are definitely some books who could become favorites of the year, but like not the favorite. I'm only like a chapter into Frankly, I need to take off these stickers. I'm only like a chapter into Frankly in Love, but the introduction is Frank talking about how he has an English name and a Korean name, and that's his response when people ask him for his middle name. And immediately I was like, holy shit, that is me, because when people ask my middle name, I have to go on this whole tangent of like, actually, well, it's my Chinese name, but it's just thrown in as my middle name, which is why blah, 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 blah. So, I already have such a strong connection to this book. I'm so excited to keep going in this. Like, I definitely think Frankly in Love could become one of my favorites of the year. And then, you know, back to The Electric Air. The Fever King's already one of my favorites of the year. Seeing everyone's reactions to The Electric Air on Twitter, and everyone freaking out over it, I think The Electric Air definitely has the potential to also become one of my favorites of the year. Obviously Stone Arc, not out yet, but like, if I read it this year, it might become one of my favorites of the year. I will say, I've had an amazing reading year. Like, I've talked about how Daisy Jones is my favorite book of all time now. I also have a solid contender for the, not contender, I have a solid winner for the third favorite book of all time for me, and that is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Oh, it is, I can't even talk about this book. It's just so good. I can find no flaw in it. There is nothing I can critique about this book. Like, I think my personal, like, subjective favorite is still Daisy Jones, but like, even when I recommend Daisy Jones to people, I'm gonna be like, hey, it's a weird format, not everyone loves it, you know, like, there's some things you might want to be careful of, like, there's some people I definitely wouldn't recommend Daisy Jones to. I will push The Song of Achilles onto everyone, okay? This book, oh, it is so good. It also has a very shiny cover, I'm sorry about that. And I'm also rereading it this year for the Book Junkie Trials Winter Quest. Oh my god, I forgot a book I still have to finish this year. Okay, so, there is an anthology called Keep Faith that I started, but I haven't finished yet. It came out in September, and it's a bunch of, like, queer stories, and they're all somehow connected to religion, I believe, and I'm so excited to keep reading this book. My roommate from last year's friend, who I've become friends with completely separately, Wanshika Prusty, wrote one of the short stories in it, and I'm so excited to get to it. Question 6, have you already started making reading plans for 2020? Yes, so again, we're going back to I need to read The Electric Air, but also I'm having some fun planning a little something for 2020 for BookTube. So I'm not gonna say what it is, but there's something there coming. But yeah, that's pretty much the plans I have so far for 2020. I'm not really like a person who like sets in stone. I need to read this at this point, but definitely The Electric Air. And then yes, this secret project that I'm currently working on. So those are all the questions for the end of the year book tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to tag Maya from Mageify and Alice from Books with Monodrama, who are some of my friends here, but also they haven't made a video in a hot second, and I miss them. Please come back. So this is my request for y'all to come back. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you sometime. Goodbye.